Hey guys, we got a new project today. It combines two of my passions, I guess you might say, shooting and welding. So I've seen a lot of different designs for a lot of different target stands, and I think I come up with my own thing. We're gonna see how it goes. I got some round tube stock here that I got from the steel yard, but I want to make something it breaks down, it's mobile. You can take it apart, throw it in the back of your car, but I think it's gonna be good. And also out here in the desert, I live out here in Arizona, and out here in the desert, rarely do you have level ground, rarely do you have something flat to shoot on. It's very rocky, it's very hilly, and so it's gonna be able to articulate the legs a little bit. So I think it's gonna be good. All right, guys, let's get at it. So I got two different sizes of tube stock. 1.25 inches and 1 inch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut some legs. We're gonna cut the legs out of the 1 inch, and the crossbar will also be 1 inch. The only reason I have this 1.25 inches is for like a sleeve, and you'll see what I'm doing here later as we go along. But I got the chop saw out. We're gonna cut some legs, cut the crossbar, and hopefully this works, man. I don't know, this could be great. I'm cutting the legs at 2 foot. I think at 2 foot. So I'm making this for a friend. So the guy I'm making this for, it was requested of me to make this. This isn't for me actually, but if it comes out nice, I'm gonna make myself one. And he actually wanted something a little different. He just wanted some like metal, solid metal rods that he could pound into the ground. Well, again, out here in Arizona, the dirt is like concrete out here, and he said he wanted something that was going to last a very long time. And I was like, listen, man, you start pounding this stuff into the ground a few times, you're going to destroy that steel rod. So I was like, let me build something else. Let me come up with my idea. If you don't like it, I'll keep it, and you don't have to buy it. So it's actually for a neighbor. He's a great guy. He's a correction officer, ex-Marine, super great guy. So he likes to go shooting, being who he is. So of course, I mean, and who doesn't like shooting anyway? All right, so let's finish cutting these legs, and then we'll start welding this stuff together. Let's do it. All right, we got our 4 legs cut. Like I said, I cut the legs at 2 feet. He doesn't want something that's very high off the ground. He doesn't want it very high, so it's gonna be with short chains, targeting gonna be very high, which would make it nice because the legs won't be long. He could throw it in his trunk. They won't be too intrusive. So I got the legs cut. There's the legs. So there's the legs. So now it's time to cut this 1.25 inches. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to cut some, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, let's try 2 inch and see where we come out. So I'm going to cut this 1.25 inch pipe at 2 inches to make some sleeves. And then I'll show you how I'm gonna fit this together. Okay, let's go find my sleeves. There's one, got one. There's another. Whew, toasty. Whew. Boom. Okay, there's the sleeves. Now I gotta figure out how to round this pipe over. So here's my idea, guys. Check it out. All right. So I live right by the Air Force Base. All right. So if you hear that, that's our protection flying. This is a highly secured area, so they fly overhead just to make sure when I'm shooting videos, everything is secure. So don't worry about that, guys. All right, so I'm gonna take the grinder and just round this out just a little bit so I can get a nice clean fitment there, so I can get some good welds around it. I'm also going to take my grinder and clean all this up. That way there's no burrs, obviously, so nobody's getting cut or anything like that, and it all comes out to a nice finish. And then we'll be hitting the Lincoln. The reason I make these videos is because I'm always doing something. I'm always doing projects, and don't be afraid to try what you want to do it. Buy the tools, try it. You know what's great about tools? They hold their value. If you figure out, you know what, I can't stand welding, I don't like whatever it is you don't like about it, sell the welder, and they hold their value. I picked this thing up used. I've had it for years. It's been a great little machine. It does everything that I do here. I also have a little TIG and stick welder back there, a little Everlast. But between these two machines, it does everything I want it to do. This is a Harbor Freight chop saw. This thing has put in its work. You know, I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't much, and I've never had an issue with it. It's actually, I bought it used. All right, guys. Enough rambling, let's get back at it. Boom. All right, now I know a lot of you guys are probably screaming, there's easier ways to do that. And there is. You're right. You're not wrong, even though you sound like that, and I'm sorry. This is just a test run for a thing. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make these sleeves right here just like this. The fitment ain't bad for a grinder in about 3 minutes, so I'm sure if you took a hole saw and you drilled through it, but I don't have an 1-inch hole saw for metal, so. But like I said, this is, if I make more of these, I definitely will get one. And I'll find an easier way to do that, you know, in a more precise way. But right now, this is gonna work. It's gonna work. Let's throw some tacks on these things, and then we'll cut our crossbar. We still gotta do that. Don't forget about that. Let's do this. Okay, so we got both legs tacked together. Let's cut our crossbar, but as you can guys see here, we've got about 20 inches. So obviously if you want them taller, you can obviously just make the legs longer. Let's go ahead and cut our crossbar, and then we'll finish welding these up. We'll go from there. Okay guys, I cut the crossbar. Now you can kind of see what I got going on here. All right, so these ends, obviously they slide over this 1.25 inch pipe slides over the top of the 1-inch pipe, you know, and so that's gonna give this thing. And the fact that it's round, obviously these legs can go either direction like this. He only wants one single target on this one. Obviously if you wanted more on here, you know, just make the thing longer, make it bigger. You use the same design. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna actually drill holes right here. I'm gonna drop a little pin through, round. I'm gonna drop a pin in each end. That way these things don't slide off. And then I'm just gonna put a bead of weld right here so it doesn't come in any farther. So let's do it, and I'll show you when I'm done. So the holes are drilled, the pins are in. You know, I just use these, I don't remember what these things are called, but this style pin here that drops down. They seem like they work for me. You obviously use whatever pin you want there. Rolling it over, I just built up some steel right here. 1.25 inches wouldn't slip past that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill 2 holes for some chains. I'm gonna cut some chain and hang my target and paint it. And we're gonna call it good. So this whole thing, guys, I haven't bought the AR500 target yet. I highly recommend some AR500 steel to hang for targets if you want anything that's gonna last. It's just hardened steel, and that's what you're gonna have to use. So anyway, guys, so like I said, I'm gonna drill some holes, cut some chain, hang my target, and then we're gonna paint it and see what he thinks. So what I ended up doing, I was gonna drill holes and put these same kind of clips up here through the bar, but I ended up just taking 3 links of chain and tack welding them on here and putting the clips down here, and bought a target there. So I mean, it's I mean, that's pretty much it. The only thing I would change if I did this again, I think I would, these little slip couplers here that I made, it's a little wobbly, so with the being 1.25 inches and this being 1 inch, it's got a little too much gap here. I think I would go with 1 1/8" pipe for right there. Or, I mean, if you guys got any ideas, let me know how to upgrade this. But obviously, this is just something I threw together. I mean, the most expensive thing that I spent on was the target itself. That thing was like $30. And other than that, I mean, between the steel and the chain and the clips, I mean, I do not have very much money in this. I can put the total and the details later, but I would have to figure it out because I spent $50 on all the steel and I got a bunch of chain left over. I mean, the chain was $10 and I spent a couple dollars on each clip, but the target was $30. You could probably get them online for cheaper. I just went down to my local Walmart and grabbed one. They sell them down there. But I mean, it's not bad, guys, and it breaks down super easy. It sets up super fast, and you could throw it in the trunk of your car or anything. So I think he's gonna love it. I'll let you guys know. But either way, I mean, if you guys are just starting to learn how to weld or you want to get into welding, this is a great first project. I mean, it's super simple, it's super easy. You can do something like this and you can start making money. You can start or make your friends target stands or, you know, Christmas presents or something like that. And like I said, you can customize this and modify this however you want. Obviously, you can take my design and change it however you want, criticize it, judge it, do whatever you want with it. Because I don't care, it works good for me. So do what works best for you guys. All right, so thanks for watching. I hope you like it. If not, just do one better. That's what it's all about, R&D, you know. So really dumb, so it is what it is. Some people just can't help it.